So I went out to eat this past weekend and I went in the bathroom and there were these two girls just talking about a situation. One of the girls was like, oh my god, so like my brother's best friend just OD'd from acid and now he's in the hospital. And you can only imagine my reaction in the stall. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I just hear the other girl's friend go, oh. I'm sorry, what? Our culture, hey dweebs, welcome to the real world, is desensitized. I'm Tyra Verified, and if you're watching this, you're verified by association. And I say this not as a fact, but just as an opinion, because I also hold the opinion that our culture is extremely sensitive. We are not able to really be sympathetic to each other, and I don't know what's going on. And when I heard the conversation in the bathroom, it felt like I was reading a text post on Twitter. It didn't sound like it was real life, and I'm really sad that it is real life. If you just hear about a situation such as your friend's brother's best friend, I know it's like, you know, a lot of relationships away, but at least pretend to care. Or should we be pretending? I don't know, but like, is that really your friend if you don't care for brother's best friend's OD'd on acid? If that was just a random stranger and somebody told me about that, I'd be like, oh my god, how? Who was the dealer? And I'm just like in the stall bewildered because I just didn't think that type of response was warranted with that type of comment. If you hear about your friend's brother's best friend overdosing on acid, I would hope that you would respond more than an oh. Oh. Like, what does O mean? O can mean so many things. O can mean the letter. O can mean, oh my god. O can mean, oh well. O can mean, oh shucks. O has a lot of different ways that you can interpret it. I don't know, maybe it's like Lord said, it's a new art form showing people how little we care, but I think it's time that we start caring for each other. So we're living in the era of Barona, Sarona, Larona, Zarona. And I'm telling you, there were just several mass historical events that took place in the past year that none of us saw coming. I was one of those people, like the boy who cried wolf right in the beginning of March, telling everybody, oh my god, the way that we know life is going to change forever. Our whole entire school is going to shut down. And nobody listened to me. This is very, very scary. And I don't know if I'm just extremely sensitive or I take what other people say seriously too much, but it shocked me. I was reading about things that were happening in Spain and the way that the whole country was locked down. I was intrigued in the worst way possible. If you're trying to go to LaGuardia, to fucking Chicago, you can't do it. And even when that was happening, I just felt like everybody was still desensitized. They're like, oh, like this thing is gonna be done in like 2 months. Like by the summer, the warm air molecules are just gonna swallow up the fucking virus and everybody's going to be safe and Superman will save the day. And I'm sitting here like, didn't the scientists say that this is just like the Spanish clue? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we not listening to history? Why are we doing all of this right now? And you know what? I'm not gonna go into debt with this because I'm not a part of any of this. I did not make the rules. I just was a citizen. Let me tell you, I was just a citizen of the world. And then the thing with BLM, I don't have to go further into it, but I was just seeing a lot of people like, why are all these blacks so annoyed? And this is not a video about the BLM movement. If you want to know more about my experiences, you can just go to my Instagram. But I remember seeing this YouTube video about a girl going on Omegle at the time, God bless, and she was getting called the N-word and monkey like every other person. And, you know, someone could look at that and be like, oh, well, you had it coming to you. Like, you went on Omegle and But it's like, why do you have to brace for impact? I think she's allowed to use any public website as long as she's paying for internet. It's like, why do we have to like take preventative measures because people don't know how to just be respectful? People don't really know how to respect thy neighbor. I think people forget that they could have been born into any type of body in this lifetime. Like, take a second and just like look around you. Let's practice awareness. Look around you and recognize that you are living a human experience. You look this way and you can't see yourself, but you can see all the things on this side, and you look forward and you can see everything in front of you, but you can't see yourself. And then look over here and you can see everything on that side, but you can't see yourself. And you can see your hands, but you can't see yourself. You know what that's called? Consciousness. Yeah, I mean, we've been living through mass historical movements, but yet we're TikToking the pain away. And I love TikTok. I have a TikTok myself, but it's just not giving what it's supposed to give. A lot of TikToks have made me laugh. I wouldn't say any TikToks made me die. Like, really like bring out my hearty, deep bass felt laugh. That's reserved for Vine, but TikTok has made me chuckle, has made me smile, and I appreciate it during the times of this pandemic. And also there have been informative TikToks, people spreading, facts that I think we all need to know about our human society and whatnot. But other than that, it's like, it's kind of been taken away by like the younger generation's ears, and there's a lot of dance challenges and all that stuff, and it brings a smile on your face, right? A happy heart makes a happy person, makes a happy household, makes a happy community. We know that, but are we dancing our pain away instead of just talking about it? I feel like TikTok, and I'm trying to be very respectful because I know there are communities on TikTok that do talk about the issues that are going on, or like the way that we feel. And I've actually related to a lot of TikToks, but again, I'm just looking at the TikToks that have the most clout or the users that have the most followers. And I don't feel like they're really talking about, real emotion and issues. I feel like they're just dancing. I think that's like the first thing that you think about when you think about the TikTok app, or lip syncing or something. And it's cool or whatever, but like I just feel like we're a little desensitized in that aspect. There are people who stay on zero, they stay neutral in situations, and then there are people who capitalize on other people's pain. First things that come to mind is Tila Dunn, Acacia Brinley, but like the one and only infamous Jordan Woods. You remember the whole Jordan Woods controversy with the Kardashian family? I would never want to be in Jordan Woods' position at all. I would hate to be in her position, because you open your app or any type of social media app you have, and you have like A-listers, people with power and influence demeaning your name, talking down on your name, and you have random people telling you to kill yourself. And people are so loose with that word. I hate saying that word to begin with, the kill yourself phrase. Like, why would you ever tell a human to do that to themselves? A human is such an electric and magnetic spirit and energy, and you're telling them to just rid of everything, all of the memories, all of the actions, everything that they've ever involved themselves in, because you simply don't like something that they just did. Let that sink in. You remember we had the whole little activity with awareness? Think about that. You're going to tell somebody with a mother, with a father, with potential aunts, uncles, with even future children coming in, who can actually benefit our society as a whole, to kill themselves. But I think there are levels to it. I don't think you're sensitive and desensitized. I think it works on a spectrum, just like everything. I just think where we are on the spectrum is a little bit too much to the left, considering the fact that we are like a species, you know what I mean? If you think about dogs, like, dogs really fuck with each other. They play with each other, they roundhouse with each other, and they act like everything is fine even after they fight. Cats, they like each other too. A cat can meow and all these other cats come around the cat and all this stuff. Humans can cry for help in the middle of the street and then we will just walk past the human. I don't think I've seen any other animal species do this. And I watch a lot of nature documentaries, and it feels really nice to open up with somebody and really care for somebody and really be there for somebody and let somebody swim into our thoughts, into our hearts. It feels really good to me when you're that trusting. But that's the thing with trust. It takes so long to build up the trust, and it takes one moment to completely tear it down. But then if you're able to tear down the trust, how much did that mean to you? We're becoming more and more distant from each other. Therefore, we're not going to feel like we can relate to one another. Therefore, leading into the trend of being desensitized. And these masks don't help either, because now you can't even see people's faces. I need to see your nose and your mouth to actually understand your facial language, because I can't just talk to you. I've been in situations where I'm talking to someone and they think that I'm mad, and it's like, no, you cannot see my mouth. Like, you can only see my eyes, and sure, they're pretty expressive, but it's not the whole picture here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm like not feeling it at all, because we're just not here for each other. I know in my situation, I have been super down, and there were people around me that capitalized on me being super down because they wanted me to feel even more down. I'm like, damn dog, how much do you hate yourself? In order to hate another human in that way, to strongly dislike another human in that way, you must really dislike yourself, because you don't understand the concept of community. We are the same. We're living this experience together. Do you not recognize that? The emotions that you feel, I also feel. You feel love, I feel love. You feel laughter, I feel laughter. You feel hate, I feel hate. You feel shame, I feel shame. You feel guilt, I feel guilt. I think that's pretty powerful, that I can look at another human and say, hey, you're able to feel these emotions too. But I think people didn't register that connection. They didn't understand that, hey, wait, all these other humans around me also feel this way, so maybe it's time for me to show more compassion. Maybe it's time for me to show a little bit more compassion. Woo! Wow, this video was like, I'm super passionate. How can we start caring for each other? I know I called you guys dweebs, but honestly, I love every single viewer that I have on this video right now. And I know how I mentioned how we can generate compassion from the inward out, but also if we start having compassion for those around us, we can also have compassion for ourselves. If you start to understand, wait, this person has this quirk and that's pretty cool, and this person has this quirk and this person has this quirk and this talent and this talent and this talent, you'll understand just the richness and diversity of human nature, and how we're all placed on this earth not to compete with each other and to hate each other, but to enjoy each other's presence. Additionally, it's a matter of forgiving yourself for past mistakes and embracing the new you that is bound to come about because you just committed yourself to compassion. And if you're willing to do that, now you're able to use your gift of creation to create a better life for you and those around you. There will always be a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just hard to see it now. Nowadays, it's just too much hurt. Just like the Black Eyed Peas said, people killing, people dying, children hurting, even crying. If you practice what you preach, instead of turn the other cheek, Father, Father, Father. Don't get me started. But yeah, that's how I feel nowadays. And I'm really just chilling in my bubble of like, you know, abundance, because I realize my energy is expensive since there's just a lot of desensitivity and hurt in this world. But I just wanted to create this video in order to maybe influence and impact one other person, because if one person heals, that's enough. That's one lineage of future humans. And you just broke some curses, some generational curses. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very like, you know, real and all that stuff. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. Bye!